Hi, friends. I hope that you are enjoying a wonderful Monday and had a great Easter weekend and whatever your thoughts or actions allow, what you celebrate or not. Anyway, either way, it's a great time. It's kind of like a time of rebirthing in our planet and our each year. And actually right now, oh my gosh, we're really showing that. I'm coming to you from my little forest today. I'll give you a little view back here. Is my favorite place here. You do see some cars passing by. That's where you hear all the noise from. And anyway, it's my favorite place to come and sit and do a little meditation and share a few thoughts. And we just got back from a little walk to our creek down below, and always feels really nice to get out by water and surrounded by trees and just breathing in all the nice energy and grounding. And anyway, I wanted to share a few thoughts that I had, that of stuff I've been noticing going on lately. Um, with all that's happening in our world, and nobody really knows what's going to unfold or how or when, and it brings up a lot of emotions and feelings and thoughts for people, and see a lot of that going back and forth on Facebook. And I know for myself, being kind of a visionary, if you will, I've always had feelings and thoughts about things way beyond a lot of times the people around me, thought they were kind of crazy ideas. And that was okay. I had to walk through that, but I know there was a lot of times where I learned things and then felt so passionate about wanting to share them with the world, and maybe came out a bit strong here and there. And it's definitely a learning process. And at the same time, there's a lot of times where we're guided to share these maybe harsher, no, maybe not harsh, but what's a good word for it, just different ideas that we weren't taught, and that might not always be easy to accept if we're judging or holding expectations to outcome of these ideas. And so everybody is kind of goes through things at their own pace. And I think it's important, just to right now especially, is with all the harshness already going on, the last thing we need to be sharing with each other is judgment and harshness. And it's a great time for understanding and compassion. And that might mean, also that you have compassion for someone even when you don't agree. And that it's also a good opportunity to take this time to make sure that you're not just throwing things away because it feels scary or it's unknown to you. This is a new time, and a lot of things are being revealed that weren't before in our planet, in our society. And so some of the things that you might be hearing that might sound scary or seem really far-fetched may in fact have some truth to it. And maybe it doesn't. And either way, we can still love each other and kind of take what's there. And if it feels good to you, or you feel called to look into it more, then do it. And if you don't, then let it go. But we don't have to hurt each other in that process. We don't have to badger each other, or say a lot of mean things, or and argue. Sometimes that's how we learn and grow. And at the same time, we can, I think it's really important to kind of follow your heart and see where it guides you and what it takes you. And for those of you that are excited about this information that you're learning and you're coming to terms with, and I know that you want to share it so much, just keep in mind that everybody learns at their own pace, and that we never know what seeds it is that we're planting. It might be the very first seed that gets put way deep down into the soil and doesn't see any light of day for a while. You don't see any sprouts for a while. And so you have to keep that in mind. We don't know what seed we're sharing for people too. And so we don't want to hold on to expectation. And we also want to make sure that when we're sharing this information, the more we can share from a detached place, the better it's going to be. Because if we have attachment to outcome, which means there's something going on inside of us, some ego thing or fear, or we're worried about how we look or how we sound, and so we have to prove ourselves to the world or to the people, well, then that's going to come off right away and offer kind of more opportunity for conflict. And so instead, if we feel really guided to share something because it meant something to you, or it was important, significant to you, then share it and let it go. let go of how people respond to it, or what they do with it, whether they believe it, whether they don't believe you. And if you believe in yourself, then then whether the other people believe it or not doesn't matter. And I know sometimes that can be difficult when it's people close to us, but it's super important right now. That helps with us to hold that space of compassion, and it helps you to not carry the weight of all of that, and add more stress and drama to your lives or anyone else's, when we can, present it in a more detached way. And then it's just basically like, okay, well, here, I feel guided to share this, and I'm sharing these thoughts, and now it's up to you what you do with it. You don't have to listen to it, you don't have to like it. Maybe it'll trigger you to respond to something, and I'm just can say, well, thank you for your opinion. Or if you feel strongly guided that maybe you want to, have a discussion about it, and we can have, that's how we learn a lot, is right through discussion. If somebody shares a piece of information, and then the other person shares a piece of how they see the information, and if we could do that without hurting each other, without, I guess being really harsh, that makes all the difference too. We can just understand that we're each sharing from our point of view, be open to hear what the other person has to say, or just put it out there and let it go. And anyway, I just felt really that this is a good time just for these little reminders, and that there is a lot of information out there right now, and it's going to feel different to everybody. And so because we're all such, different beings, and we're here to have different experiences, that it's a good time to give each other the space to have the experience that we're here to have. And I do encourage you still, if you are someone who that's part of your role is to share this information, you're going to help yourself by learning to detach when you share it. Share it from your heart, and sharing from our heart is way more helpful right now than sharing from our fears. And then letting go. And then we just keep learning and growing together. And this is, again, a great time to recreate. We're recreating our new foundation of how we want to be in this world, how we want to be personally with each other, how we want the world to look. And it's a really fascinating and amazing time. So just another, again, little reminder, be nice, be heart-centered, I guess, with each other. And we can, and with ourselves, compassion with ourselves too, because we're all in this place together, in this unknown space, and not really knowing what's going to happen or where it's going to go, and everything's changing, and that, we're doing a lot of grieving going on with those changes, and all of that is okay. Sometimes we just have to learn to be okay and be with it as it's happening, and just keep going with the flow. Like that's what nature, is teaching us. Watch around you, that will help you. So anyway, big hugs to you all. I love you all. Sending you just lots of waves of hugs and love to support you through this time. And we'll talk again very soon. Have a great day.